United Football League. Before we get matters going, we're going to introduce everyone on the panel up in front, beginning with Ms. Lourdes C. Gutierrez, the Senior Executive Vice President for Megaworld Corporation. A round of applause, please. To her right, we have Mr. Philip Scando, Senior Vice President for Megaworld Corporation. Mr. Cando. And to Mr. Cando's right, we have Mr. Kendrick Tan. He is the Director of the Emperador Cup. A round of applause for Mr. Tan. We also have other Megaworld Corporation executives here with us today. We'd like to call on where Miss Monica Salomones. Where is Miss Monica? Over there. Round of applause for Miss Monica, the first Vice President for Corporate Management. And then we have Mr. Jericho Go, the first Vice President for Megaworld Corporation. Incidentally, happy birthday, Mr. Go. And now for the executives from the Football Alliance, we will start off with the chairman, Mr. Santiago Araneta. The president of the Football Alliance, Mr. Lorenzo Randy Rojas. The director for marketing for the Football Alliance, Mr. Javier Mantecon. Other Football Alliance executives present, we have Mr. Antonio Longa, one of the directors of the Football Alliance. Other directors, we have Mr. Chris Hagedorn and Mr. Phil Hagedorn. All right. Before we came over here to this gorgeous resorts world, I'm sure that most of us came from home. And incidentally, that word, those four letters, home, they really mean a lot. And that is the one word that brings us here today for this very special occasion. And to tell you more about that, we'd like to call to deliver these opening remarks none other than the birthday boy himself, but Mr. Jerry Go. Sir.
Good morning, everyone. That's very true, no? Thank you for that introduction. And I think several months back, what happened was we had a signing ceremony for the construction of the football field in McKinley Hill. At that time, Dong mentioned to me together with Javi that they had no way of getting in touch. So they had to find out another contact, a friend of ours, a phone checker, who's I think here also. And they got my number, and that's when this all started. We had discussions about how we can contribute to the development of football in the Philippines by providing a home to the United Football League in the Philippines. So when we presented this to our chairman, Mr. Andrew Tan, Dr. Andrew Tan, he told us that this is definitely something that Megaworld is very committed to the development of football in the Philippines. And personally, I think it's also one way of getting together with my batchmates in Colegio San Agustin. And Santi is also one of them. So Santi here, Dong, and Javi. So it is quite fun, no? That we see familiar faces here getting together in the pursuit of a common goal. And of course, this is very much supported by our company, even Emperador, sister company by Kendrick, represented here, and Phillips Cando, who is the person in charge of construction for the field, and of course our CFO, Ms. Lourdes Gutierrez. So all of these things would not be made possible without all your support. And I'd like to acknowledge also the Philippine Ascals. So they're at the back. No? Thank you for coming and for this occasion. So we are all glad to be part of this momentous occasion. And definitely it was just earlier, Dong and Santi and Abby reminded me that October will be the start of the UFL. So we're doing our very best so that when that happens, hopefully, at least the field will be prepared and will be ready, and it will officially be known as the new home to the United Football League of the Philippines. So with that, we hope that you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Go, and happy birthday once more. Now, for the next part of our contract signing ceremony, we're going to have the respective panelists sign first the MOA between Megaworld and the United Football League, after which we will hold a proper Q&A. So we'd like to request the assistance here from some of our Megaworld people. The signatories will be signing their respective places in the contract, while the others will be signing along the other pages as witnesses. And while they're signing, we want to also talk about Mega World here and how it really made a home for Filipino people. I'm sure that many of us hang out in places like Eastwood, and then we have all these homes like McKinley Hills. Yes, they're providing homes for Filipino people. And not just that, they're also providing a home for the United Football League. For those also who are interested in the United Football League, we invite everyone to come to the games on Saturdays and Sundays, the weekends essentially, at the University of Makati. And there are times we also hold them at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. We also have the Division II games that are being held at the turf at the beaches. Once all our panelists are done signing the contracts, we will have a photo op where they will have the handshake. At the end of the Q&A, which is the second to last part of the program, we will have a proper photo op where we invite not just our panelists but also the executives from the Football Alliance and Mega World Corporation to join everyone here on top of the podium. After which we will join all the ASCALs and the UFL players to also participate in the photo op. Thank you very much. So yung mga photographers natin, baka pwede na kayo pumeso dito because immediately after the signing, we're gonna have the handshake photo op. Maybe, Ronald, we can use one of the contracts to say with a photo op. Okay, so since we have that done, we'd like to invite our panelists to kindly stand and we'll have a handshake photo. Members of the media, please be ready. We'd like to ask everyone to kindly stand, please, for the handshake photo. You can kindly hold one of the contracts. Okay, compress, please. One without it. Okay, one without the contract. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay, thank you. Kindly take your seats, please. Okay, we're going to ask each and every one of our panelists to give their opening statements before you open the floor to the media for questions. We'll start off with Ms. Lourdes Gutierrez, the Senior Executive Vice President for Megaworld. Ma'am, I'd like to give a statement to our friends from the media regarding this incredible and most momentous contract.
Good morning to everyone. In behalf of Megaworld, it is our honor and privilege to provide a home for the for the UFL and to promote the football sports in the Philippines. Thank you.
Mr. Philip Scandal, sir.
Yes, good morning to all. I'm the head of the operations, and rest assured, with this contract, we'll abide with its terms and conditions, and will deliver according to international standards.
Thank you. Mr. Kendrick Tan, I believe, sir, that you also play football. How do you feel, sir?
feels good. Actually, very happy to be part of this partnership with the UFL. The goal of this whole project and this whole partnership is to grow the game of football as a sport where Filipino kids can really excel in the world stage. So this is the very first step into achieving that goal, and we're very happy to be part of that. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Santi Araneta?
I'm really excited that we finally closed a big deal. This deal is not just for football for the UFL, but it's really for all the Filipinos who enjoy football. I think it's nice to know that the company such as Megaworld has taken notice in football, has actually given up an asset worth close to 1.5 billion pesos to football. I think that this will help their community and it will help the football world all together and the UFL. Thank you.
Mr. Randy Romas?
Um, Thank you, everyone, for being here. Again, our group has remained focused in growing football in the country. I think, if you recall, 3 years ago when the league started, the resources that we had at that time, and then the partnerships that we've been able to build along the way. This, again, is another great partnership for us to have. We won't be able to grow the sport without the proper venues, and we're very grateful that Megaworld has come into the picture. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Javi Nantican?
Good morning. On behalf of UFL, we'd like to welcome Megaworld to the football community. With the lack of quality pitches, we are very sure that this field in a perfect community, easily accessible to the public and for families, not only for the football lovers, but now the wives and children can go because the McKinley Hill community is really accessible. We believe that this can continue to make more people aware of football and maybe be able to raise the quality of games that the players will be able to achieve having a great field. So welcome and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Nantican. Now we're going to open the floor to our friends in the media to ask questions to our panelists, beginning with Mr. Sigal Tupas of the Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Sir, may we know where the highlights of the memorandum of agreement with Megaworld?
Well, this contract is it's a start of a 4-year contract. I think it's going to be coterminous with the current contract we have with TV5 because there's a TV component in this contract. It is, of course, now the home of the UFL. Other highlights of the contract would be that it is a FIFA standard field with a seating capacity of up to, I think we start off with about 2,000 seating capacity. It has a good locker room, good amenities, and very accessible to a lot of nice establishments and a very nice community.
I'd just like to add, Sidel, it's a turf field, compliant to FIFA standard regulation. The size of the field is 97 by 60, international standard. And like Sandy said, it will have a grandstand area of roughly 440 with a total seating capacity of initially of 2,000. Should hopefully be up by October, but the seating capacity also will be expandable to maybe 4,000, depending on how things go.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Nate.
First, just want to say thank you for everything you guys have done. I'm really looking forward to this project. Just one question I have in terms of the scheduling. We had obviously problems with the BGC field. How, if ever, are we going to solve future problems with this new field?
I may take the lead for this question first. Basically, the issue is lack of pitches in the country. So having more fields, turf fields that can be played across 24-hour basis, which is
one of the things that Megaworld is also exploring for this field to be open 24 hours. It's not limited to a time. On top of that, it being one of the main homes for the UFL, all UFL matches will be scheduled and prioritized. Also to the clubs, they will be given schedules for this as well as the academies. So basically, what transpired on our UFL games, it's the lack of pitches onto the games as I were on UMAC. So having it on turf, we can actually be playing more games, no downtimes, with rain and other elements.
Uh, Good morning. I'm Peter Atensio from the Standard. This question is to Mr. Kando. To the Mega World people, sir, I believe I heard that there are more fields in the pipeline.
Well, for this, we only have this in McKinley Hill. So it's one football field, and we are starting on this one. And maybe in the future, if there are areas good to develop as football, then we can explore on that.
Just to add, it's always been Megaworld's credo that they build communities. They don't just build residentials or commercials. It's a community where you can live, work, play, and learn. And we feel that it's an integral part of the community is having places for kids to play, can live, work, play. And in order for that to happen, definitely because of the popularity of football now, they have to have every community has to have football field. That's what is ideal for us. So there's always an opportunity in the future to open more than one. And of course, there's no time frame for that, but there's definitely we're already discussing that the possibility of that.
I'd also like to add to the initial question that was made. What we wanted to do, the reason for this tie-up is that our company is very committed, no, to ensuring the viability of football in the Philippines. So, MechWorld, we have multiple sites all over Metro Manila and even outside of Metro Manila. So we have properties in the north, properties in the south, Cebu, Iloilo, and in the north as well. Some undisclosed locations. So what we wanted to do here is that we wanted to jumpstart the Football Association UFL in the Philippines by providing facilities, international facilities like this. And in addition to that, we also have some tie-ups. We've broached the idea, for example, Barclays, which is very interested. Obviously, they've invested heavily in the sport. We've sort of like indicated to them that once Megaworld gets this football field started, that would you be interested to bring in international teams to Manila? So I guess one of the main considerations for that is for us to have facilities that are really very nice. So this is a start. This is puts us in the right direction. So not only are we talking about international fields here, but we're also hoping to upgrade international play, no, by inviting some players. I think that has happened in the past. LA Galaxy coming into Manila, and that's not the end. So hopefully, Megaworld, together with our partnership with with companies like Barclays and several others, would be able to increase the level of play in the Philippines. So the Premier League, some of those teams, it probably will not happen now, not yet, but hopefully in the very near future.
I have I'm Joey Villar from the Philippine Star. I have two questions, one for Mega World people. What would you name the field you're constructing? And the other question is for Kendrick. What's Emperor from?
Well, to answer, the name of the field is the McKinley Hill Football Field.
Ideally, the Emperor Cup is a competition that the company was devising for grassroots football. We're talking recreational. This is not a professional thing, and it was the original purpose of the field was to have an avenue for companies to play. And that was a tournament that my company, Emperor Distillers, was going to sponsor. But of course, bigger and better things have happened, and of course, this is not saying that there won't be such a tournament for recreational players, because there's always a time to there's always a place for them to play, and actually that's also part of why the field has to be what it is, because not only is it the field supposed to bring in top level players, we're also supposed to bring in players of different levels, and that's what Emperor Cup is. It's a competition that we're planning to do for for recreational players.
Hi, I'm Bob Guerrero. I have another question. Um, what what kind of lighting can we expect for the McKinley Hill Football Field? Um, and number two, um, is there going to be developments around the stadium so that maybe people who live in a Megaworld condominium will have a view of the pitch?
To answer that question, the first question, in terms of lighting, we would have spoken to Santi and to Dong and to Javi about this. It's going to be in such an illumination that allows for international standard play. So in terms of illumination, we already specified that in our memorandum of agreement that allowed by I think the FIFA, right? So it's a FIFA standard, so to allow for international games. So obviously, if it's good for international games, it should be good for any other game. And then secondly, in terms of what's the other question?
Will there be developments around the pitch so people will be able to go to the pitch where they live?
Well, actually, the way that it's located right now, first of all, we're building a stadium, and then there will be several bleachers all over, and the surrounding residential condominiums will obviously have a view for that, together with our office developments. So we are definitely doing this so that the employees and the residents will be encouraged to watch it, not just from where they live, but for them to really go down and to take part in the activities or festivities in that area. And the retail component that we have in McKinley Hill will also support the kind of football lifestyle that we have. Meaning, I think in some areas we're currently playing right now, beverages are not allowed to be served. In this particular field, we will definitely be able to work around that because it's commercial in nature. And even after, when the teams are victorious, they can go around and they can shop, dine, and really relax and unwind in the nearby retail establishment. So it's the kind of football lifestyle that we want to create here. A lot of festivities, a lot of fun-loving Filipinos that not only get to enjoy the game, but even after that to celebrate.
Just two more questions. Thank you for your answer. Is this going to be a football-specific stadium? There will be no track around it. And also, another question: is there a provision to increase the capacity up beyond the 2,000 in the future?
First of all, it is a football-specific facility. Because as a football fan, I also know that it's very difficult to watch a game when there's a track around your pitch, and plus it doesn't, and you don't have an access. As a fan, it's really you want to have access to the players. You want to be as close to them as possibly can, and as close to the pitch. So having a running track would hinder that. Would hinder that kind of would keep you from as far from them as possible. So if we were to do something like a running track, and this is just a theoretical, it should be around the outside of the stadium instead of inside the stadium. Because we also understand that running is a very popular recreation for Filipinos, and also a lot of the football players, they probably want to like run for training or something if they need a track. Of course, we don't have any plans to do any of this, but we believe that if we're going to do something like that, it will make better sense to make it go around the outside. What's the other question again? I believe we've also discussed the possibility of that. To what extent, I'm not actually sure. I think we have a better answer for you on that one.
Well, right now, as mentioned earlier, the stadium has about 440 seats, and the collapsible bleachers will probably bring it up to about 1,000, close to 2,000. But in the future, obviously, we want to really promote this area as the home of football in the Philippines. So we might be able to construct facilities, permanent ones, possibly on top of the road, because there are several roads, no, that lead into to the area. So these are things that we are planning. But please keep in mind that this may be just one of the many other football field facilities that our company will endeavor to get into. Because again, we want to support the sport, and we're very confident that this is a sport that the Filipinos can really excel in. Thank you.
To Mr. Erneta. Sir, will this project change the UFL, especially with now we're not charging tickets for the games? Will this change with the games going to McKinley Hill?
Um, it's a little early to tell, but I'm probably going to have to agree it will change. It's just a matter of time. Even if we did not have a new pitch with McKinley Hill, I think it was just we've been getting actually pressure from FIFA directly that UFL games should charge for their seating. So we were holding off as much as we can. We'll try to hold off as long as we can. But I don't think that this deal is what is actually going to make it change. But I think that we can all expect that's inevitable.
Sibel, I'll just also add, I think a month ago when the FIFA officials were here and they were discussing plans with the UFL and what we're doing, there were a lot of discussions on the value of the games. And while we're doing good, promoting it, giving it for free, there also should be value to the games that are being played. And the ticket holders being able to purchase or give some proof of purchase to be able to watch the game will actually make the game even bigger than what it is today.
This is for the Megaworld people. This is MJ from Soccer Central Philippines. We'd like to know when is the estimated completion of the McKinney Field?
Well, originally, we were slated to complete the field around middle of next year. No? But because there have been a lot of dialogues and because of this signing, we have endeavored to dramatically accelerate the completion of the football field so that it can be in use. We are targeting October of this year. So as opposed to June of 2013, we're accelerating it and we're taking out all the stops and making the field available for UFL October of this year.
Also, I'd like to ask the Megaworld people also as well as what about because also there's smaller pitch. Since there's also demand. What about for street soccer, like formation of smaller for futsal and other similar sports like street soccer?
Well, definitely that's also part of the things. Those are part of the things that we discussed with the Football Association. That we want to have academies. No? Now, as to the actual smaller fields, this is a work in progress that we are talking to them about. So we're not closing any discussions. That's why what we have here is an agreement to agree. So again, this is a start. No? A start for bigger and greater things to come. And you can bank on our company, Megaworld, and also Emperador and other affiliated companies, McDonald's, Travelers, and so many other affiliated companies to support this endeavor.
One more question. Is there an artist's impression of how the field will look like available online that people could share? A drawing, illustration?
It was an illustration by our architect. You can share it with them.
Okay, what we'll do now, we'll send the JPEG image to all of you.
Within the day.
Within the day.
Sir, for Megaworld, is there a possibility that Megaworld can probably sponsor a UFL tournament, league competition, or the cup?
Well, again, this is an agreement to agree. So we will be talking about all these details no, after this. Actually, after the signing, the real work begins. We have to work very fast on the construction of the field, and also we need to detail the kind of involvement our company will have to get into. So, fortunately for us, our senior executive vice president, our CFO, is here with us. So I think we will get a lot of support in terms of funding.
Just to mention as well, the schedule of the cup in the league will be under review for next season because I think part of the AFC guidelines is that our league has to conform with their schedule as well, because of the other AFC qualifying tournaments. So it's possible that the league may actually start in October ahead of the cup. So I think that is under review.
We have 2 more questions.
How's it going? I want to know what type of turf is going to be installed. What generation?
Actually, the Megaworld group have already sourced from several suppliers. This will be FIFA accredited. They didn't use the generation type. Each supplier has their own way of measure, but this will be considered FIFA international grade. So that's what the players can expect.
There's the last question.
Basically, it's gonna make you guys look a little better in the field.
All right, we have one last question. Actually, the question is for Megaworld also, maybe even also for the Football Alliance officials. What about the fans? Will there be what about accessibility for fans in terms of public transportation? Will there be a shuttle also designed to help them get to the venue?
I don't know about all the public transportation, but I think McKinley Hill is a very accessible location. It's dead center in the heart of most of the other establishments people would go to. So considering our options today, I would consider Megaworld a big step of McKinley Hill is really close and it's very accessible place compared to what we have today.
All right, then that brings a close to our press conference. What we're going to do now is to invite the other officials from Megaworld Corporation and the Football Alliance to join everyone up front for the final photo of the day. Photographers here. The Megaworld officials, huh? Then after that, we'll ask the players to join in front. I don't know how we'll do that, but we'll find a way to get you guys.
We'll have the chairs removed.
Maybe ask everyone to compress. Please, kindly compress, please. Mahirap mag-ask na naka-crouch parang football pose. And very Kita ba lahat? Kita ba sa training? Is everyone there?
Yes, sir.
For the football lines, can I ask you to compress a bit more so everyone is inside? Go. Okay, can we invite our football players to join? Probably stay in front since you're not going to fit on the podium anymore. The football players, Rev, Roxy, and Lexton, Nate, Mark, Juan, Harley, Lex, Ali, and Joe. Kita. Can you crouch just a bit, guys? Crouch. Right. There you go. There you go.
We're going with a smile or serious face here, guys?
Smile, guys. Smile. Save the game, please. It's when McKinley Football Field opens, huh? All right, guys. Pictures, media. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Megaworld Corporation.
from the United Football League. And that concludes our press conference. Thank you very much. For friends of the media, we will
Thank
send
you very
you the
much. This is the
feedback
press conference for
in an hour's time.
here at
Thank you
McKinley
very much.
for Resorts World for the McKinley Football Field, mainly, but also for the memorandum agreement between Megaworld and the Football Alliance for any further workings on it in the future. Thank you very much, and have a good